Okay, here we are having a look at the full assembly for the four-cylinder engine. This is a challenge, so we'll work through this rather slowly and hopefully it comes together. You see down the bottom, all of the parts are drawn and named. They're named in the part studios, but they're also named as the parts. That will make things easier. We've created a sub-assembly, which is basically all of the piston parts other than the crank. And in our full assembly, essentially we want to bring in the crank, have it turning, and bring in one piston after each other and put them in place. So let's start with the crank. Insert a crank here and put it there. The first thing we normally do is fix the first item that comes in. If we fix that crank, it won't turn, so we can't stick to our normal rule. What we actually need to do is to bring in a sketch that we can fix and then attach the crank to the sketch via a Revolute. So let's find a sketch in the crank, and we need to get off parts and move over to sketches. And if we bring in sketch 1, it is the very first circle I drew right up here at the end. So let's bring in sketch 1, and there it is. And I'm going to put it in nice and close to the origin there. And they're the only two things I'm going to bring in at the moment. As I said, I'm going to fix the sketch, and then using a Revolute mate, I'm going to take that center onto the center of that sketch in a vertical sense. I should have got that there. There we go. So that snaps, and tick that in, and it'll hopefully now, if I grab it by the end here, it'll spin. Then it does. Okay. Step 1 done. We've got the crank in and it's revolving. That's a bit of a trick in itself, so well done. Next thing to bring in are the pistons. Now, if we bring the pistons in and just put them onto where they go on the crank, they'll flip and fly and flop around. We need to restrain them, and we need to do that by a sketch that I have created. So you can see it on the little icon there. There's a sketch of 5 vertical lines. So if I insert sketches from the crank, I think I just inserted all of them then, which we don't want to do. So I'm just going to undo that. We'll go again here. Insert. I clicked a bit fast. Sketches. Don't click the crank, but open out the crank. Then I can see all the sketches. And here it is, this amazing sketch 13 that I will need to position, which goes right through the core of the crank and locates what the pistons go up and down on. So I'm going to drop that there, tick it in, and now I need to locate this end point here onto that sketch, and it doesn't want to move, so it will be a fasten mate. And I'm going to, that's the direction I want there, onto here, and it's gone the wrong way for me. Let's see if I can spin that around. No, it's spinning the wrong direction. So I'm going to cancel that, try that again, make connector, based off that there onto here. Didn't get it. I don't want to make connector, I want a fasten mate, sorry. Fasten mate off there, onto here. Still not getting it. There we go. And that time it has gone in the right way. So these 4 lines, these 4 vertical lines are the key to bringing in the pistons, and that will be what they are in relation to with a slider mate. So let's have a look. Tick that one in, and then let's insert the first piston, which is actually not here in the parts because it's an assembly or a sub-assembly, as we've said. So go into there, and there's piston sub-assembly, and bring that in. We'll just go one at a time because this can get tricky. I'm going to put a slider mate first on the center of this piston onto this first line. And it takes over the piston only, but you know when you agree to it, everything will come with it, which has. And whoops, what's happened? it needs to be revolved. So it is working, but it's at 90 degrees to what it needs to be. So I'll go into that slider and I will toggle the orientation, and that's turned that piston, which is 90 degrees. That's going to be great. Tick that in. There it is. Slide that piston up a little bit, and you can see what's got to happen now with a Revolute mate based off, this is tricky, based off the center mate connector. So not that one, but its friend behind. Making it a little tricky. Oh, I just had it then. That one there. Onto the central mate connector of that there. And it's only moving part of it, but we know when I tick it in, all the other associated things will move with it. And let's see here by spinning this crankshaft if it's going to work, and it is. Now, rather than spin that crankshaft, what I'm going to do is go back to this first Revolute, right-click and animate it. I'm going to animate it so that it loops, and I'm going to press play. And it's going incredibly slow, so I'm going to speed that up by halving the amount of frames. That'll double the speed, and press play again. It's only a little bit faster, but away we go. It's quite painful watching it that slow. Let's make it go really fast. All right. Okay, so that's working. So now it's rinse and repeat. You need to go to Insert, Assembly, and bring in another piston sub-assembly. You need to do it 3 more times, and away you go. I guess one of the most important things to understand is in the crank, which is here, that sketch that I drew, and if I just turn it on, I'll go into Edit It and press N. It's based off a center line that went from, that center line was important because that's where I referenced it. So that center line goes through, and then it's 4 vertical lines that are based off the center of where the piston goes. The height of 400 is kind of irrelevant. The distance between each one is already determined by the part. I did put the sizes on there because I wanted the sketch to be black, not blue, and away you go. That's tricky, guys. Good luck with that. I hope you can have some success. I'll have this video on YouTube for you soon. Thank you.